Alright lads, so in less than 12 hours time, we are going to be getting our next 10th anniversary special news live stream. It's kind of surprising, right? Because we literally just had the 10th anniversary Banker live stream. We're already getting another live stream, and from the looks of it, it's not even going to be announcing like a super exciting banner. I mean, maybe to some people it will be, but you know, just for comparison's sake, the last 2 times we did have a stream like this, it was for Aaroniero, Aaroniero, the 100 million download celebration. 2 months after that, we had the same live stream, this time for the pre-anniversary with renewed versions of Byakuya and also Aizen. And in this case, this live stream, from the looks of it, just seems to be for a swimsuit Neliel and also Rangiku. We can comfortably say that too because the news pretty much confirmed it. Again, if you go to the 10th anniversary and 1000 Year Blood War campaign where they do announce the upcoming orders, starting from the 19th, which is when we are going to get the Aranka Senkamun Tower, by the way. And with that, it seems like they are releasing a new Aranka character, but these orders are literally telling us to use a new Rangiku and Neliel, so that's pretty much confirmation, before we even go into the live stream, that these new characters, the reveal, will be for Rangiku and also Neliel. Again, I've seen some people say that it could be Burn the Witch. That's likely going to be for end of month, especially because that banner should be a 3 character banner. More often than not nowadays, mid-month is 2 characters, so Neliel and Rangiku do check out. But remember, alongside that, it does state that we are getting special news regarding long-awaited news, so most likely more information regarding the upcoming vote banner. Now, with that said, let's talk about what we could potentially expect with these 2 upcoming characters. So I've seen a lot of people say, I don't believe that it is going to be a swimsuit Neliel or Rangiku. They've already gotten seasonal swimsuit characters in the past. And yes, that's true, but again, multiple times we've seen now that you can get a swimsuit character in some cases back-to-back, year-to-year. In the case of Rangiku, for example, this is going to be her 3rd swimsuit character. But you know, the last swimsuit Rangiku that we did get at this point was 2 to 3 years ago. It was quite a while ago, so they can definitely warrant a new one. But the main thing that you are going to see potentially with this character is that it is going to be a 1000-year Blood War swimsuit Rangiku. So technically, it is going to be different. It also means that if you do decide to skip this banner, they will come back in a future 1000-year Blood War banner in a couple months' time. Maybe near the end of the year or post-end of year, early 2026. And personally, I'm kind of excited for that because Rangiku in particular is one of those few characters that do look vastly different in the 1000-year Blood War arc due to mainly the hair color. You know, the original anime had orange hair. There was actually the brief one where this one was based off of the filler episode / the color page, and this Rangiku is technically blonde. But I guess that's one of the main things that the anime just messed up on. Rangiku is a blonde character, not ginger, and then we do see that with the 2 most recent Blood War characters. It's kind of surprising though that, you know, they are kind of milking Rangiku. It's understandable, she is a popular character for different reasons, but you know, the fact that we even got a zombie Rangiku in the first place is crazy as is, considering that she only appears in like 1 frame and they turn that into a character, basically showing that anyone can get a 1000-year Blood War character if you look even somewhat different. In this case, it's a zombie Rangiku. But yeah, in a way, it's kind of surprising that, again, we just got this Rangiku around 2 to 3 months ago, and we're about to get another one already, this time in the swimsuit character. Now, when it comes to Neliel, it's been quite a while since she last received a character, her last one being around almost 2 years ago, that being the Christmas version, so it's been quite a while. And in terms of her last swimsuit character, it's also been, you know, around 3 to 4 years. I think 3 years in particular for her, even though, again, she also received a seasonal character, a swimsuit character in the past. So this is going to be the 3rd swimsuit character for both Rangiku and also Neliel. Now, in a way, technically not, but I would say so. Similar to Rangiku, Neliel also has a different-ish hair color when it comes to 1000-year Blood War. It's not as big of a difference between Rangiku's 1000-year Blood War and, you know, original anime design. But this technically is going to be our first ever 1000-year Blood War Neliel for the time being. You know, she does briefly appear in 1000-year Blood War Season 3 in this particular design, so we likely will get another one in the future. And for the most part, this is basically a 1000-year Blood War Neliel. Both Grimmjow and Neliel do appear in Blood War and also Kanfia World. But I guess it was just easier for them to get Kanfia characters because they do more in the Kanfia arc, I guess. And I believe her mask will look a bit different, although I may be making that up. I can't really remember. I'm not paying attention that much to Neliel's mask, you know. Now, with that said, if we have a closer look at the upcoming Guild Quest phases, what we are going to see in particular is a human Nightmare Guild Quest, where the final enemy is going to be a hot character. So what we can most likely assume here with this upcoming banner is that one of them is going to be the new lead for this respective guild quest, the Merely Human Guild Quest. I think that's safe to assume. I don't believe we have any Mind Human Killers, although we will check that out. I do know right now, just from the top of my head, that Soifon is a power unit, Driscoll is a technique character, and it's clear none of them want to be used in this guild quest phase in terms of being, the dedicated lead right now, because the final boss is a hard character. For the second phase, we do have the Range Squad 0 guild quest, and the final boss is a power unit, although likely what this is going to be is for the return of Full Hollow Ichigo and also Aaroniero, because the next week after that, we are going to have the Range Espada guild quest, where they do want you to bring a hard character. So there's a chance we could be getting a normal attack damage character for this phase. Maybe that's what the second character will offer if they aren't going to be a farming unit. And that's definitely a possibility, although I feel like this guild quest phase being here is more so to promote the return of Ichigo and also Aaroniero. So I feel like one of the characters in this banner is just going to be a farming character, maybe a normal attack damage character, but I'm expecting a farming unit. And then the other one that I guess we can predict right now for certainty is going to be a new melee human killer. So with that in mind, if we do look at the melee human guild quest, we are kind of stacked for the most part, but as we do know, unfortunately, we are in an era right now where Caleb is shadow buffing the guild quest HP, making it a bit more difficult. Actually, in some ways, for some phases, a lot more difficult. And I feel like for most of us, we should be fine. But again, as always, it really depends on the character that you do have access to. Because Soifon's going to be still a really good lead. But if you are using Soifon, you are going to have to rely on characters like Yamamoto to deal a lot of damage. And there's no mind character here that is a normal attack damage character. So having this new character, of course, is going to be quite a big buff because you will have guaranteed attribute advantage. And I guess the question right now is, who is this character going to be for the melee human guild quest, Nelio or Rangiku? My assumption is that it is going to be Nelio. It's been quite a while since we've last gotten a spiritual pressure unit for her. Meanwhile, in the last year or two, Rangiku has received 2 characters, one of them already being a spiritual pressure unit. I guess it also could be Rangiku, right? But we've just not like it matters to be fair, but we did recently just receive 2 Mind Soripers. If Rangiku was to be a Mind Soriper, of course, that'll be really good for her because she could benefit from a booster like, Academy Shuhei. That's going to provide 20% strong attack damage, 40% more damage to enemies inflicted by a status element. It would be good in her case to be a character like this, a mind attribute Soriper, but I think Nelliel is going to be the mind human killer because we just haven't had a spiritual pressure now in quite some time. And with that in mind, if Nelliel is to be a mind character, kind of funny because our last swimsuit character was a mind unit, are there any mind characters that are going to buff Nelliel's damage output? I think it would just be this Aaroniero. Yeah, so this Aaroniero does provide a 40% damage increase to enemies that are inflicted by a status element, so I guess he would be a good, support character for this upcoming Nelliel. Throw on Mugetsu, you get that extra 20% strong attack damage. Turns him over to a good character, especially if Nelliel's damage output is going to be good. And I'm also very curious to see how these next upcoming banners are going to be handled because I want to know what the power creep is going to look like. We're getting a lot of increased difficulty in guild quests, and it's expected the 10th anniversary characters are going to easily clear it. They are really good units, but they are also 10th anniversary characters. In a way, I don't want Frenzy Free, a high berserker, to be the norm because I want these characters to stand out for the rest of the year. Unironically, I wouldn't mind going back to guild quest skills because that way it's more balancing the characters in a way and, giving more specialty to these anniversary units. I know this is just a mid-month banner, so I'm also expecting, Frenzy Free and guild quest and then maybe a farming character. When it comes to that second character, if they are a farming unit, although at the same time they can just be a range squad 0 normal attack damage character, and if they were to fulfill that slot, I would prefer them to be a team booster. That way you can use them alongside Ichigo, and if you wanted to, you could throw in Saruchi and also potentially Ikaku, and then that way you have 2 normal attack damage characters, one of them being a team booster, because that's what this guild quest phase does lack. If they were to be a Linksa farmer, maybe they would continue this new meta they are pushing with Linksa farmers. For example, Uru in some case, Arskin, and also of course Lilton, where they are offering double soul traits plus 5 Linksa potions and also extra droplets, while also having all that in their skill set, while also being a potential good buffer for that particular attribute. In this case, Lilton is offering 30% more damage to enemies inflicted by its status element, alongside offering more special move damage and also strong attack damage. I believe we have 2 of those now, one for heart and power being Ururu. So it's expected we are going to get that in the other attributes. Maybe next up is technique or something. So either way, in less than 10 hours time, maybe around 12 hours time, we are going to be getting our upcoming 10th anniversary news live stream. Even if this is going to be a lackluster stream in terms of news other than the new characters, I do like stuff like this. It's always a fun time just streaming with you lads and reacting to the news. That's something that we don't always get to do. So I don't mind that they are doing more live streams like this. Any extra news, though, would be, again, appreciated, because I think we need a lot of announcements here in this live stream. I'm not expecting it, but it would be nice. I'm just mostly expecting the new character news, maybe more information regarding all the IRL events going on in Japan right now, and also the next couple of so months, and also the potential extra news in regards to long-awaited news, most again likely the voting banner. At the very least, though, it's cool that these live streams aren't ending, even though technically the anniversary is done, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get more of these over the next couple of so months. Either way, hope you liked to enjoy the video. See you guys next time. Take care, and peace.